Welcome to the San Antonio Higher Ed Tableau Users Group virtual edition. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us this afternoon. I'm going to remind everybody that we're going to record the session. So as of right now, I'm going to start the recorder.
I've already been recording.
Oh, it's already been recording. Okay, awesome. Okay, well, we are being recorded. What we had planned for today was to give this time as an opportunity for all of us to check in, see how we're doing, if anybody has any issues, questions, things like that maybe the group can help you out with, especially as we're all trying to work a little bit differently now. We do have the capability that if you want to show the group something, an example of what you're working on so that we can help troubleshoot your questions, we do have a way for you to be able to share your screen. So just let us know that you would like to do that. We do ask that you use the Q&A section for the questions. So let's just take a moment and make sure that you can find the icon and the ability for the Q&A portion. So let's take care of a little bit of business first. It's so great to see just quite a few of you here today. So if we can just kind of go around the panel and just say hi, tell us who you are and where you're from. Remember to unmute yourself.
Well, I'll start. This is Mark Turner from Texas State University. And I wanted to mention that, like I say, by default, everybody's microphone is muted. I'm noticing some of you have unmuted. And I'm thinking if you look under the list of attendees, we can just kind of go in order of that list so we're not trying to have everybody talk over themselves. Hopefully the list is in the same order for everyone. So that would mean that at this point, Emily would be next.
Sorry, I can't see a list of attendees.
Oh,
So
okay.
Neither can I.
I was going to say,
but I'll go ahead and go.
right.
I'm Emily Marshall. I'm from Trinity University, and I'm really glad that we're able to still meet even though it's virtually in these interesting times.
Hi.
Go ahead. My name is Lee.
Hi, Lee.
Hi, Lee. Oh, no. Hi, how are you? My name is Lee. I'm with UIW, University of the Incarnate Word. I'm very happy to be here with you guys.
Thank
Glad
you
to
for
have you.
joining us.
Grace, are you there?
Yes. Hi, I'm with UIW.
Okay.
Hi, Grace.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
So Grace, what do you do for the UIW?
I'm the administrative assistant over at Institutional Research.
Okay. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Joseph.
Hi, this is Joseph from School of Science and Technology.
Welcome, Joseph.
Thank you.
Erica?
Hi, it's Erica from UIW Institutional Research. It's good seeing everybody on here.
It's good seeing you too, Erica. Hope everything's been going well.
Yes, the cats are very happy I'm here.
Are they like Coconut over here where she just starts crying every once in a while? Mom, Mom.
Yeah, well, really just when they're hungry.
Laura?
Okay. My name is Laura Allen, and I'm with Alamo Colleges in the budget department.
Hi, Laura.
Hello.
Very glad you could join us today.
Yes, I'm glad I was able to get to join also. Looking forward to it.
So, so you said you're from the budget department. How long have you guys been using Tableau in the budget area?
Well, actually, we have just been looking to deploy it in our area. So, you know, I'm a beginning user. I just want to see what I can get out of it. And we're still trying to figure out how we can use it for our needs.
Oh, how awesome. Well, you've got a good group of good network here.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to networking.
Yeah. A lot of folks who are willing to share knowledge ideas. So
Okay,
you're in
that's
the
great.
right spot. That's
Great. Do you guys typically meet in person, or how do you typically meet?
Yes, we do typically meet in person.
Okay.
We just we're adapting a little bit this time.
Sure.
And you know, in the future, we'll see what holds out for us.
Sure.
We had originally thought we would be at UIW's School of Pharmacy today, but we may, the next time that we do in person, ask upon their graciousness again, see if they'll host us for the meeting.
Okay, great. Thanks, Robin.
Yeah, yeah. Amanda?
Hi, I'm Amanda, and I actually work at Influx with Robin.
Glad you're here, ma'am. Liza.
Hi, this is Liza. I'm at Influx as well, working with Robin and Amanda.
Good to see you, ma'am. Andy Pagel, Dr. Andy Pagel, he notified us that he does not have a mic with him today, but he is here from UIW. He's the Director of Institutional Research at UIW. Brandy.
No.
Okay. Oh, Brandy just chatted. She's here. Welcome, Brandy. Good to see you today. Clara. Brandy says she's from Northeast Lakeview College. So glad you're here.
Hi, I'm Clara. I'm with Alamo Colleges, and I'm with the budget department as well.
Hi, Clara. Welcome. So are you new to Tableau as well?
I am. We're just trying, like Laura said, she's one of my coworkers. We're trying to find out if Tableau is a good software for us to go and try to implement across our department. And just we're seeing a lot of positive things, and we're hoping that we can learn a little bit more because we're barely in the beginning phases. Okay, awesome. Well, like I said, you're in the right place to get a good group of people to help you out here. Let's see. Jacek. Well, Jacek is with Influx. He's actually the COO with my company here. And he's our fearless leader in helping us implement and use Tableau in our company.
Hey guys, sorry.
Hey.
How's everyone doing today?
Doing well. How's it going with you?
Good. Yeah, just plugging away. Friday, just getting stuff done.
Glad you could be here.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Laura, did we get you already?
Yes. Well, unless there's another Laura.
Okay. I think you're it. Logan, I think you're next.
Hello, everybody.
Hey there.
Hi, my name is Logan Hensley. I work in the Institutional Research Department at UIW and look forward to the presentation.
Glad you could join us this afternoon.
Thank you.
Nicole.
Hey everybody, I am Nicole Foote. I'm a project coordinator at Enflux. I work with Robin and her team, and like Laura, I'm just a little baby, I think it was Laura, little baby Tableau user.
Yes. Thank you for being here, Nicole.
Well, I'm excited to be here.
It's kind of different doing it online, so we're going to see how this works out for us. Let's see who's next. Sue.
Hello, I'm Sue Stankus from UIW.
Hi, Sue. How is the server world going these days?
Going okay.
Excellent. Excellent. And Tammy.
Hi, this is Tammy Costas, and I'm with Institutional Research at UIW.
Hi, Tammy. How's it been going?
Good.
Great. Great. I thought about you the other day. Where was I? It just made, whatever it was, it made me think about your boys, you and your boys, and how you, I think I was walking the dog and stuff, and just saw some stuff in the neighborhood that just made me think about you.
Yeah.
Like I needed to call Tammy.
Anytime.
Glad you could join us today. Did we catch everybody? Okay, I think so. All right, so a little bit of business. We're planning our next meeting to be July 24th. Does that work with everybody's calendar? If you can let me know in the Q&A, I'll put a question out there. I can figure out how to get the question out there. Okay. Maybe I'm not seeing the right link to be able to do it, or maybe I don't have the same permissions. July 24th, that is next to the last Friday in July. And we'll do it about the same time. 2 p.m. seems to work for everyone. It'll be determined whether we do this in person. If it has, and hopefully we have a little bit more freedom to be seeing each other in person next time. Could I possibly ask our UIW friends to help us host like we anticipated to this time?
Sure.
Awesome, thank you. So we'll tentatively mark that, and as it gets closer, Tammy and Andy, and I believe Grace, you helped us out with that. I'll be in contact with you a little bit closer to time to see what arrangements we need to make.
Okay.
That sounds great. Okay, you hear my cat in the background, sorry. All right, so let's start opening up just general questions, and go ahead and unmute yourselves, and we'll do this as like a general conversation at first. So just a check-in. How is everybody doing? Is there any Tableau help specifically that anybody is needing? Any exciting projects anybody's working on? Do you want to share anecdotes about Tableau and working remotely?
Not everyone at once here.
I know it's kind of a different format here.
All right.
Okay, so I guess I will start it off. I'll let you know that I have actually a couple of tickets in with the Tableau support folks, and I wonder if any of you guys are seeing the same issue. Actually, I'm seeing two issues that are happening. The first one is in Tableau Prep, I was using 2020.1.3, and it seems that in what I have one pivot step that occurs in the flow, and it's it's the standard. I want a wide data set to turn into a tall data set, and the flow seems to complete okay all the way through the end. I've got a couple unions, a couple joins in there, but I get when I try to actually run the output, whether it's to a local CSV or a hyper, or even to publish it to a server, I get an error saying that it doesn't recognize a column name that's actually from that pivot step. Has anybody encountered that?
Not something I've run into.
What version what's your latest version you're working with, Mark?
I think it's the same one you're at. It's 2020.1 point something, I know.
Okay. I think 0.4 is actually the latest one that's out.
Yeah.
So I talked to Tableau support. They've actually sent it through to the level 2 folks. And what they have said, they've been able to recreate my issue. They had already encountered one. So there's the standard pivot and there's the reverse pivot, where you're going from columns to rows, and then the other one where you're going from rows to columns. They already identified an issue where it was going from columns to rows. And so they were able to recreate my issue where I was going from columns into rows.
Right.
So they're trying to get a fix for that for the next build. So that's good news there. So hopefully they can get that addressed. The other issue that we seem to have is that sometimes as we're posting the flows, we post a flow actually to the server and want that server to refresh the flow for us, and it will tell us that it cannot complete the output, or that there's a output error in the flow. I think is actually the error that it gives me. Is anybody encountering that one? Because that one I actually have a call with support this afternoon to talk about that one. Anybody else getting that one?
Does anyone else have Builder to run the flows on via the server?
I don't think we're using prep too much for stuff.
Okay. Was that Erica?
Yes.
Are you still using it for the course evals?
I've used it a little bit. Sometimes I want it to stay in like the output for it to when I want to download it into a CSV file.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't stay in like the order that I want it to, like
I saw that listed as one of the things that one version fixed.
Yeah. I think the version I have is 2019 point something, so I'm not on the latest version, and I haven't updated it yet. But that was one issue that it wasn't too big of a deal for the stuff I was working on, but I just noticed that it would do that. It wouldn't keep I had to go and reorder the columns into the way that was working for me. So
yeah, as long as it doesn't change the name of the columns.
Yeah, no, I didn't see that it did. It used the order. But it wasn't too bad. It was just like a few times where I had to I mean, it was doing it consistently, but it was just a couple of times where I had to do that for a file or two. So it's not big of a deal at that time.
Awesome. Yeah, so try one of the later, because I did see it in a release note on one of the versions. I just don't remember which one it was.
Yeah, I need to update to the latest.
Yeah. Although watch your pivot step.
Oh yeah.
Let me know if you run into the same issue I do. Liza, can I get you to, you asked a question to our small group. Can I get you to ask it to the big group?
Definitely. Hi, this is Liza here. So one thing I am trying to work on today, actually, not prep, but Tableau related, is similar to using the row num function in SQL. I was trying to find an alternative to use in a table calculation in Tableau. Basically, I just want to be able to create a column that labels all of my rows as numbers and then choose the top one or the bottom one.
Index.
That kind of makes sense. Yeah.
I think there's an index function. It's just the word index and open close parentheses, and I think that creates a number for each row.
Does that have to be used inside of like level of detail or anything? I've not really used the index before.
I think it's a table calculation. I want to say, but I can't remember for sure. But I've used it for something similar before.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, the index, it returns the current row in the partition. So where you put it in terms of the order can make a difference, but
okay,
that might be a starting point at least.
That must be what I was thinking, because you said it's according to the partition, so it's whatever's in the view, right?
Right. Yeah, like I say, it is a table calculation, so it has to be part of the table.
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Hey, Amanda, can I get you to tell them a little bit about the fun you had with the rank feature in prep?
Oh, yeah. So I had been trying to rank some data for one of the dashboards I was creating, and it had to happen outside of desktop because I needed it to be immutable and not be affected by anything that happened in the dashboard. So before the 2020 update came out, I had like 5 or 6 steps in my flow that was creating sort of a kind of rank. And I had like joins and groups, and it was very complicated. And then Tableau went and let us use rank and prep, and I got to delete it all and replace it with step.
She was very happy that day, weren't you?
Yeah.
Just when you find a workaround, they add the solution.
Well, it's a much better solution, way cleaner.
That's awesome. Emily, are you guys still using Google Sheets?
Yes, we are.
You had mentioned before that you saw something weird with, was it the where it had a G, like something, username or a password or something where it was with a G? Did that ever get resolved?
No, nobody I've talked to has been able to find a solution except for changing a password. So for those of you that maybe don't know, my problem was using a Google Sheet in a dashboard when you have the desktop version of Tableau open and you're kind of trying to just you know, check everything, make sure it's good before you're uploading it to online or server. You have to sign into your Google account to view that spreadsheet. And my password has a G in it. And that's a hotkey for turning the grid on and off in Tableau. And so I could never view my data set in desktop. I had to upload it first because of the password issue, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Did you?
But I also didn't really want to change my password because, you know, that's not the most fun thing to do.
Yeah, and you know, if you use one of the password things, the chance of getting a G in there is pretty high.
Right.
Did you happen to send it into the support to see if there was anybody else that was having the same issue?
You know, I didn't, but I probably should do that to see, because I'm sure someone else has probably come across that same issue.
Okay. Other than that, I'm curious, are the Google Sheets working well for you?
Yeah, we really like it. The one I think we only use it for one dashboard right now, but it's for retention tracking. So we're just tracking our students. And so anytime our student success area adds another student to the list, everything just automatically updates. So it makes it a lot easier.
Pretty awesome. You know,
this is Jamie also from Trinity. And I just wanted to point out that we just recently started using it for the COVID thing. I felt like this was very pertinent in this environment. So we have a Google form where they put in their agreement to work from home, and that gets updated every day, and then it runs into a Tableau dashboard as well using Google Sheets. So
Nice.
Nice. So how do you handle the permissions on the other side? That's what I'm curious about, is how do you make sure that it's secure? Is it's just who you share the Google Sheet with on the other side?
Yeah, so from my understanding, you have to have permission to the Google Sheet in order to see it on the dashboard, because you have to log into your Google account when you open the link to the dashboard.
Okay, and y'all haven't built in any extra permissions or any layers or anything like that?
Not yet. We're looking to on the retention one I was talking about, because we have a bunch of different tabs on that dashboard. So some stuff is a little bit more sensitive. So we're going to look to, once we add that information, to make it more secure.
Okay. I have one that I was playing with where I was trying to lock down the cells. Do you do that level in the book? Like you have only a certain number of, you know, it's the protected cell piece, like what you would do in Excel?
Yes, we have like, I don't know if this is the same thing you're talking about, but we have one column where we only want them to be able to put in like 4 choices. And so we have them locked to where they have a drop down where they can choose 4 things. So instead of them being able to type in anything they want, we require them to choose. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, I think I went a step further and was trying to do the actual protection of the cell itself. So it was like it was locked and you had to know a password to get to it. But I haven't pushed it out to anybody else besides me to test it. So I was just wondering if you guys had done that.
No, we haven't done that yet, but it sounds like it would work pretty well to keep things more secure.
Anything else? You guys seem to do some pretty cool stuff. So anything else new and exciting that's happening at Trinity?
Like Jamie said, we've actually been doing a lot of COVID-19 stuff. So we're tracking who has signed a release to work remotely. And then we've been tracking our, all of the buildings on campus are currently locked. So you have to have your ID to swipe in to the doors. And so we get a daily report to see who's on campus. So those essential employees that still need to be on campus. And so we kind of have a running report that our president gets. And Jamie, was there another one? I feel like there was another one that we've done too about COVID.
There was another one. It's just, I mean, but it was more summary statistics about students and their possible, what's the word I'm thinking of? Like the students in danger, possibly. Students who maybe are from out of town or low income, all that kind of stuff that might have a difficulty doing the synchronous learning. So we've got dashboards that you can filter on anything. But I think that was it. We don't have like anything else being updated all the time.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Cool. Yeah, I like how, you know, Tableau lets us be a little bit more responsive.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's nice too to be able to have a very user-friendly interface for someone to filter out whatever they might need and get a list of students or faculty or whoever who might, you know, need a little help.
Okay.
And so I have a question, a follow-up question on that. So do you give certain users access to the dashboard, or how does that work?
Yeah, for that one, because there is student level data in it, it is only high level administration. Yeah.
Okay. And they have to have the software license installed on their computer, each person that wants to just even access the dashboard for viewing purposes?
No, we have Tableau online, so we are able to give them a viewer or whatever, and then set their permissions separately. It works kind of like Server.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure
like
if we
Server
have
simplified.
It's what?
It's like Server simplified. But if you don't have anybody on anything, then you can send them packaged workbooks and they can open it through Tableau. I believe it's Reader. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that one, you know, before we had permissions for multiple users, before we had expanded up, then we would just do that. And it seems to work pretty well. It's just that it won't automatically update. You'll have to send them a new package every time.
Oh, I see. Okay. That takes away a little bit of the...
Yeah, it takes away some of the flexibility, but it's much secure if all you have is public.
Okay. And I would need to talk to our IT people. I think at this time, since it's not like district-wide, we have certain people that have desktop licenses. So we have the desktop program, Tableau Desktop. So I don't know that we have the online version, but we can look into that.
Yeah, well, if you scale up, online is very nice. And we just started out with, I think it was the smallest package, which had like 5, maybe 7 licenses.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've just recently scaled up from there. So we don't have campus or district-wide or anything, but we have, you know, we have, right now I think it's most of the administration and some department chairs and, you know, anybody at that level who would need access.
Okay, sure.
Just remember with Reader, you don't want to put super sensitive stuff in a file that goes out of your control, because, you know, once it leaves you, you don't know what the next person's going to do with it.
Sure. Okay.
So just keep that in mind.
Okay. And I actually just got a message from one of the other Alamo people on the call that we do have Tableau Server, which I didn't know. So I guess we could do a lot of that neat stuff. And so far on the call, I've heard, like I mentioned at the beginning of the call, we're totally new, and I've heard a lot of bits and pieces that it sounds like a lot of it is institutional research related, or like on the student side, or tracking maybe like retention and things like that. Is there anybody on the call who works on projects that are more finance geared? I'm kind of just, we're in the budget department, so we're just not exactly sure which direction we want to go with it. But another project I've been working on is tracking our multi-year capital construction. And so it's a lot of data. And so is there anybody on the call who kind of uses it for a project similar?
This is Mark. I'm actually in institutional research, but I have done a couple of projects related to various parts of the university budget, and one of them was tracking student SCH versus department expenditures in different categories and connecting it to our SAP environment. So I've done a little bit with that, and I think it has a lot of potential in the financial side. In fact, I think probably more so on the finance side than the student side.
Sure.
Because it was really designed initially more for businesses and expects profit and loss sort of calculations more than student retention calculations.
Okay.
So the potential's there. And I want to say it's Colgate University, I know, has done some stuff with doing budget reporting in Tableau. They had some stuff online a while back that I remember looking at when I was working on putting a lot of that stuff together.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Mark. I have been kind of just Googling. I've gotten onto Tableau site and checked out some of their beginner videos and stuff like that, but I've also just kind of randomly done some searches trying to find some dashboards that contain higher education financial data, just to see, like, just to get a visual of a, you know, of an idea of a direction that I could head in. Sometimes, I mean, I haven't found very much, so I will check out Colgate University and kind of just start that search process again and see if I can get some more hits on some visuals.
You know, another good one that I always refer to is Utah State.
Okay.
They may have some good examples. I don't know if they'll be posted online, but they might be a good contact for you.
Okay.
So you can get a wide variety of reports.
Okay.
When I was at UIW, there were a few that we helped with the business office on, using the banner data. So, you know, it's definitely possible. It's just a matter of determining, okay, I've got to answer whatever question, whatever your question is.
Sure.
And then, you know, you've got your data set that you build around the question.
Okay. Thank you.
One of the fancier things that they did was they wanted a board report, but they wanted it styled in a certain way. And so we used Excel for that one. And then because they were wanting certain spaces and things like that in it, we built that into the data set, you know, so that we could call a blank line pretty easily from the Excel file. So, so I think you'll find you can do some pretty nifty stuff, especially on the financial side of the house.
Okay, great. I appreciate that. And I'm looking at Utah's website now and already seeing a couple of things that are pretty interesting.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. They've got some great examples. Sorry, Mark.
I was gonna say, I just found it's actually a YouTube video that Colgate University has out for their Tableau budget and expense training video.
Okay, awesome.
So I've got that link. I'm just trying to figure out the best way of getting it posted to where everybody can see it.
Okay, well, that's awesome. When you know, I'll definitely check that out. Thank you.
Actually, I'll tell you what, I'm going to send it to Robin in a chat.
Okay.
Robin, if you can add it to the whiteboard.
All right.
That way, anybody who's interested in it can see the link.
Awesome.
Well, let's see if I can get this to work. If it'll stop blinking at me.
Not going to let you paste?
Not going to let me paste, but I will sure try to type it correctly.
All right. Nope. Just watch. No TV.
Question mark. V, that's where I'm picking it up.
Yeah.
Okay, equals. It looks like J E
1B
Q F O Z W 8.
That's it.
Did I get it right?
Believe so.
Trying to think of some other schools that have great examples of workbooks. I was always jealous of Brown University.
Brown has good. And there's a website. Let me see if I can find where I have that resource. There is, let me see. That's what I'm thinking of.
Let's see if this does any better at all. That one pasted for me. I'm going to clear this screen and repost those hyperlinks, okay?
Okay.
There's Brown. And let me see if I can try this trick over here. Can you think of, anybody think of any other really great examples?
I don't, this is Erica from UIW. I don't have any examples, but I'm part of a Slack higher ed Tableau user group. I can post the link. I think you have to request to join, but I think they've shown examples of budget stuff that they've done in regards to, you know, their higher ed institutions. I can post that link in the Q&A. I think Eric Mayberry, I want to say he's from Ohio State, runs the channel.
Okay.
That would be great if you could share that information. And before we get off the call today, I just want to make sure that the invitation for today's meeting was forwarded to me, but I want to make sure that I add me and my colleagues that are interested to you guys' future email list.
Absolutely. Send me an email to robin@influx.com.
Okay.
I'll put that in the, it should have automatically added your names when you registered.
Okay.
But I will double check. If you send me your information,
Okay.
I'll make sure you get included in the invitee lists.
Okay, perfect. And then Erica, I will watch out. I don't know if you've already posted.
I put the link. I'm putting Eric's
Q&A.
email. Yeah, it's in the Q&A dialogue box.
Okay, I'll look for it there. Thank you.
And I think Eric Mayberry, I think if you just email him to add you to the Slack channel, he usually does it pretty quick. I'm typing in his contact information.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Erica. Great resource. copy that and put that over here. You said this is Oklahoma or Ohio?
I'm not sure. OSU, whatever OSU is. I can't remember what. I want to say Ohio, but I'm not 100% sure.
Thanks, Erica.
Sure.
So what are you guys doing at UIW that's cool lately?
I've just been updating a few iPads reports that we had there that looked like they needed updating. It looked like people were still accessing them, and they were I think the last time they had been updated was like for 2007 or 2008 data. So I've just been updating them for the current year, the most current information, so that way they have the most up-to-date numbers on the ones that they're looking at. I think it was like the affordability stuff from the Affordability and Transparency Center data,
Yeah.
updating. So that's what I was working on this week, actually.
Cool.
Hey, this is Sue. I don't know if I told you, Robin, when we moved Banner to a different server, you had set up a few years ago an alias pointing to the server that we were using for when we published our Tableau server reports to Tableau server, and
Yeah.
that worked wonderfully.
Yay.
We just
Good.
the hard part was trying to find out who needed to change where it was pointing to.
Yeah, I had them when they originally created. It's like, please put everywhere you could find. Don't delete this user. Don't delete this alias. So
Yeah.
good. I'm glad it worked. That was kind of the whole point. So I'm glad to hear that.
Yep.
To let everybody know kind of what that conversation is about, we would at UIW do embedded credentials in many of the reports that we would post to server. And anytime, like we had one time that the enterprise apps folks came in and said that they were going to update the name of the connection name to the server when they upgraded the actual server instance, which meant that we had to touch every single report. So we got the network folks to actually set an alias for us, so that all we had to do was change the name to be able to adjust that. So that was kind of cool. Glad it worked.
Yes, we were too.
Lee, I know you were fairly new to Tableau. Have you been able to work with it any at all lately? What new stuff have you learned?
Not really. I just try to support Sue's team with Zero.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they have some upgrades, right, Sue? Upgrade schedule for
Yeah, we have an upgrade for Tableau server scheduled for Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah.
Oh, wow. What version are you guys going to?
2019.4.4.
Okay.
So get all the security updates.
Yeah. Okay.
Hopefully we'll get there.
Another round came out at the end of February or something.
Right. Do you know when y'all will think are you the 2020 version in your?
I haven't even seen a notice for Tableau Server 2020 coming out yet.
Okay.
I've seen the one for desktop.
Huh.
Yeah. Let's go look.
So it's been about 2, maybe 3 weeks since I looked.
just so everybody, this is where I usually go to check what downloads are available. And so this is an alternate download site. I Google
2020
Tableau alternate download site is what I Google to get me to this site. And what does it say about server? There, see, that's desktop. There is a 2020 that was released on March 9th, 2020.1.1, if you don't want to be like bleeding edge .1. Just FYI.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was going to say on that URL for the Tableau software releases,
Yep.
you don't actually need everything from the question mark to the end. You can just type through releases. And it defaults to desktop, but on the left-hand side, it has release notes for desktop, prep, server, online, mobile, etc. A little bit less to type.
Yeah, a lot less type. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I'll look into that after our next upgrade.
Yeah. Mark, what have you guys been working on?
Trying to keep our heads above water. Now, we're one of the things we're still working on is trying to get our server upgraded and deal with some of the licensing changes that come along with that. Because we were one of those that had a core license several years ago, prior to prior to Tableau Prep coming out. So we were grandfathered in with a courtesy license for Tableau Prep for a few years. And so all of our prep licenses are about to expire.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
Because our desktop is still licensed under the old model. And so we're having to reevaluate and re-examine some things. But we don't really have that many new reports that are coming out at this point. So just trying to get everything updated.
Do you have Builder on your server? I can't remember. I don't remember.
We do not.
Okay. So you run all your flows locally.
Right. And most of the things we've used Prep for in terms of flows have been some retention related data sources, which we only update once a semester, once the certified data is in. So since it's not something that's updating on a regular basis, it's easy for us to just kind of maintain them outside of server.
Right.
If it was something we were updating weekly or something like that, I would definitely want to automate it. But at this point, with it being once a semester, it's not a huge issue for us.
I see a 512 number. Does that happen to be Mark?
Can you hear me? This is Brandy Solar.
Oh, hey.
I'm having a mic issue, so I just decided to call in.
There you go. Okay. So how's the discussion sounding to you? Any good ideas?
Yes, definitely. Really, I wanted to attend kind of a self-taught Tableau user. We're going more to using Tableau Server here with Alamo colleges. But at our local college, so I work with Martin Fortner. He's the director of IR at Northeast IT College.
Right.
And so we've just been working more on creating some data literacy at our campus. And so I'm preparing to update some SAS code that I'll be using in Tableau for our users. So if you have any tips on, you know, data literacy and, you know, just now that we're virtual, you know, everything's going to be a little different when you train folks. So if you have any tips for that, I appreciate it.
Mark, you want to take that one?
Oh, I was waiting for somebody else. I'm actually, that is one of my projects that I'm about to start on, is actually putting together some data literacy training. One of the things I've seen done is, and I've forgotten the university that did it. I want to say it was Winston-Salem, but I'm not positive, in North Carolina. But they did a virtual escape room where you had to go through and use a series of Tableau reports to fill in like the parameters on each dashboard before you can move on to the next screen to kind of escape the room. And so they made it more of a game-like environment for training. And so I'm going to be trying to do something similar to that, but I haven't had a chance to start it yet.
Oh, wow. That sounds fun.
When do you plan on using that? So I could come back and ask, how did it go?
Well, I've got all this free time on my hands since I can't go anywhere. So we'll see if it comes about in the next month or two. But I just recently changed positions at Texas State. And so some of my duties and everything are in flux right now as I try to figure out the new position, along with dealing with not being able to go to campus.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Erica, can you tell her a little bit about the training that we used to do when I was there and how that might have changed?
Yeah, our Dash training. So I would train our users on our Tableau server on the user end. We called it Dash, our portal, our Tableau server portal. And so we would have it in person, either like a classroom session or one-on-one training where I would go to their office or they would come to my office and we'd show them how to use Tableau server. I have done Zoom trainings before. I've done quite a few of them for people who are at our other campuses who are not on our main campus. So I have done it virtually before. Actually, one of the things that I wanted to do this year, one of my goals was to create like a video training for them. But Mark's idea sounds kind of interesting, of a virtual escape room training so that they can, you know, learn how to use Dash in a virtual escape room. That might be kind of interesting.
Yeah, I want to see that in action, Mark.
I'm gonna have to go back and figure out where I found that at. I think it was a session I saw at one of the Tableau conferences, but I can't remember which one.
We'll have to see if you think it was a conference though?
I believe so.
I did want to work on creating like a training video, and you know, with the screenshots and everything. But I know that we are updating our server here pretty soon. I think next week, right? Soon. So I wanted to, you know, hold off on my screenshots. But then if we go to 2020, I'm like, are my screenshots gonna, you know, change again? So, but it'll always be, you know, having to update your videos and your documentation for your training, your users. So that's a constant process.
Erica, your screenshots won't change next week with what we're doing.
Oh, okay, not with that one.
Actually, it looks like one of them, it might have been Miracosta College instead. So I'm sending that link out via the chat in Zoom to the Tableau conference session.
Okay. Can you put it up in the Q&A, Mark? Are you able to put it up there?
Yes. Well, no, actually I can't because I can't ask a question.
Yeah, because we're, okay. Same like me. Okay, all right. Let me see if I
But
can.
I just sent the link to all panelists and attendees in the chat, so everybody should have it in their chat. Nope. Let's say I think I've seen something similar at other institutions as well. So I'm trying to do something that's Texas State related. And I've got the ideas. I just have to figure out how to get it all to work.
That's really cool. Andy says that he's adding 10 years of clearinghouse transfer data to the retention model and also using Python to create a support vector machine model to predict student loan defaults. Awesome. Yeah, the default data that comes from the Department of Ed is not a fun set to work with. Well, does anybody else have any other like questions or things that you'd like to share?
All right.
Okay, well then we'll give you a little bit of your time back this afternoon. Thank you again so much for joining us this afternoon. Please be sure to let me know or Mark know if this format seemed to work for everybody, how we can do better next time. Also, we can plan to actually have something presented. So if there are any topics or anything like that that you'd like to see, please let either one of us know. And we will do what we can to find somebody to speak to those topics.
Oh, I was gonna say it's one of those, for those of you who are new or to the group, we do normally have presentations scheduled. This one's just kind of a bit of a change as we switched to the virtual environment and had to adjust all of our plans from what we originally had a few months ago.
Thank you guys. This has been awesome. I appreciate all the information, and I'm gonna hop on some of that when I hang up here. So.
All right. And I also just sent out my email to all attendees via chat, so you have mine and Robin's email addresses in there, hopefully. So feel free to reach out if you have any questions.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Stay
Thank you.
safe.
Thank
Stay
you.
healthy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Take care.
You too.